Lahabred! Pandæmonium Awakens. Why do your companions hesitate to approach? We may be unusual visitors, but time is of the essence. Bring them here. They recognize you as Asians? Although you may be but a confluence of memory, it is an honour to meet the personages I've only read of in Demajen's reports. As a researcher, this is beyond exciting. I can smell garlic bread. But I admit no small measure of fear as well. I know what you mean. I can scarcely stop my legs from shaking. We're powerless to do aught but speak. I see no reason why you should be afraid. It isn't my life I fear for. I only fear that I might not have the chance to ask you all the questions now burning a hole in my mind. We stand before two of the ancients, who hold priceless knowledge beyond the ken of any of our peers. But what purpose does fear serve if not to be confronted and conquered? To that end we shall share with you our records, and perhaps together we can find the thread which will lead us safely out of this conundrum. That kind of fear. Information shall be our most precious resource, for that is the only weapon we can wield in these forms. Our memories are at your complete disposal. We can start with Athena, whose thirst for discovery would see all life consumed. Her desires haven't changed. Still she seeks to transcend her mortal existence so that she might unravel the mysteries of life. She would become a god. A nebulous concept, but Athena has her own ideas of what divinity entailed. In her mind, a god can create souls at will. Thus she chose the underworld, or the ethereal sea as it is known in this age, as the staging ground for her final experiments. Here lies a practically bottomless well of ether. Even if it means stemming the flow of life itself, she intends to continue her work. She thinks of nothing else. We caught a glimpse of Athena as we came into this world. Her smile, her voice, they were just as I remember. Without even realizing it, I find myself feeling an affection for her. This is Mom. Don't look at me like I've gone mad. I'm not asking you to join us side. I know the true Echthonius would never want that. These emotions remain in memory, if nowhere else. It must be so weird, knowing that you are a vestige. We shall remain here to compile what information we can. You must infiltrate Pandæmonium and seek out Athena. I'd ask that you leave the memory crystal with us. It may hold secrets which have yet to be unveiled. Oh, of much use to us, so that's fine. Unless they're a plant. No. All that's left is to cross that menacing threshold. Shall we take a closer look? Yes, Athena wouldn't have left them unless they had... some purpose that could work to her advantage. I have one question for you. Does the word Orosite mean aught to you? Orosite? Well, yeah, there are a few records of its existence. It mainly makes appearances in the Legends of Ivalice and tales concerning the Asian Lahab. Well, in tales concerning an entity known as an Asian. This personage is associated with a black Orosite known as the Heart of Sabik. Did we know that the Heart of Sabik was an Orosite? We know of it, obviously, if you've done the, which you must have done by this point, if you've done the 2.0 MSQ, it's what casts Ultima. But did we know it was an Orosite? I see. So time has not buried it. Huh. Huh. Eric. From the outside, Pandæmonium looks no different than it does in the past. However, there is no guarantee that the inside will be familiar. You do well to secure the area near the entrance first. Once it has been cleared of threats, Lahabra and I can approach, and we shall begin our exploration of the interior. Possibility for asset reuse here. The portal should convey you to Pandemonium's gates. I hardly need to tell you to keep your weapon at the ready. Is it much different? Oh, hey. I knew you would come. Themis? I never lost faith that we would meet again. I told you as much, did I not? I understand you may be confused. I was too, at first. You see, I'm not the true Themis. I was made by Athena, moulded from one of the many souls at her disposal. I'm only an illusion built from memory, no more real than Lahabrea or Eric. Even so, I believe I have a grasp on the situation. This is the distant future. A future where Athena lives once more, although the means of her rebirth are yet beyond me. You are here to stop her. Am I the right of it so far? Very good. I would be disappointed if you did not rise to her challenge. Although I am sorry to say that I cannot aid you, my creator has tampered with my essence and I am oddly inclined to act in her interests. Uh-oh. I can do naught but offer you words of warning. We will fight, and it cannot be avoided. Well, shit. There is no need for that pained expression. Remember, I am but an illusion, nothing worth shedding tears over. I would feel terrible if I had to trounce Elidibus again. I know not what is in your mind, but I must stress once again that I cannot defy the urge to stand against you. Athena's hold over me is unyielding. Still, I would ask that you listen carefully to the advice I offer you now. Athena has prepared a new vessel to replace Erichthonius, so that she may become a god. By gathering the souls readily available in this sea of ether, she tempers her own essence. Yet the souls are faint, diffuse. She doubts whether they are sufficient for her goals, so she has turned her gaze to you. Despite your thin ether, you managed to lay Hephaestus low, and Athena would know the secret of your strength. Dynamis. To that end, she has prepared an experiment for her observation. Fight for your life against Athena's creation, and in doing so, give her the knowledge she desires. This sounds like it might become complicated. Oh, is this the big... This? Bulbous. And also, oddly pixely. Well, I say oddly pixely as if everything in this game isn't always pixely. I guess we're fighting against Pandemonium itself. It's like a transformer. Bum, 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 bum. The sphere of darkness. What's happening? Athena has made her move. We must find a way to reach her, or all is lost. We can do little but hope for Demajen's success. Bong. Oh, no. interestingly monochrome backgrounds. What is that? Oh, it's got twitchy head movements. Pandæmonium. Once a mass of lifeless stone, now imbued with a soul. Athena has grown much since her death at La Habrea's hand. Although the souls she creates are imperfect, they act with absolute obedience. I know you shall cut your way through this monster, as you have so many others. Then you shall come before me. Do not hesitate to do what you must, for that is the only way to stop Athena. Cool green glow. Bum, 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 bum. Anabaseios, the 10th circle, now accessible. Oh, it's got a poison arena. Oh. Purple and green. Let's take a little look-see around whilst we wait. Interesting how colour has been drained. It's bobbing in the background. Ooh. Yes, I wonder... about the colours, or lack thereof. Oh, I forgot to update my portrait. Oh no. Same music? Should be able to hear it slightly clearer this time. It's not Scream.
I am Pandæmonium.
Those look really kind of crushed.
Failures have I wrought miracles. Into soulless vessels I breathe life.
Demonic dungeon. Pandæmonium. A demoniac dungeon.
You will go no further.
Okay, don't need to worry about directionals. Oh. So do we want to stay together? Little tower. Ultima? That seems a little bit harsh.
I mustn't disappoint Lady Athena.
Whoa. Yeah, there. Oh. Sound's going wonky. I feel like the frame rate's taking a nosedive as well. What are we running at? Yeah, 18 FPS. Wonderful.
Like unto chains. strangled morsel.
Yeah, I think it's the camera. Oh shit. There's an edge there. Yes, I just don't think my PC can manage the camera and everything at the same time. So I may need to swap back to the I thought the whole point of the Facecam Pro was that it did a lot of the processing on itself without having to tax your system. I'll put it back on for the cutscenes. The web gives firm ground to stand on.
All paths lead back to me. These bars are unbreakable.
I assume I need to be over here. Ouch.
I am Pandæmonium, and he sounds them all.
Don't know how much I'm contributing to this fight. Harrowing hell. Oh, that's a stompy. Oh. That gave us loads of time. Parted plumes. Yes, I remember this.
I'll give you special cells.
This is a tank? Those are tank towers, aren't they?
Your soul screams.
Those are little towers.
Like unto chains.
Okay. To the side.
These bars are unbreakable.
I assume we can fall into the poison pits if we're not careful. I don't know if this stuff disappears. Silk spits. Uh-oh.
4 months.
Oh, don't stand in that. I somehow avoided that. And I honestly don't think I should have done. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go and do some rejigging of the old setup in between quests, which is a little bit of a shame, really. I was really hoping that my computer would be able to do this. I know that FF14 is quite CPU heavy, and that will have contributed to the camera struggling. Well, no, I don't think the camera was struggling. I think the game was struggling because of the camera. And I don't think realistically, although I think this colour actually looks quite good. What do I want now? Headpiece, really, isn't it? Just looking for upgrades. Yeah, I think now that I've had a play around with the colour, the camera actually looks pretty darn decent. But not if it's at the expense of game performance. Keeping in mind, of course, that I've got Reshade running as well. Yeah. Oh, let's commend a person. Monk. No, Dancer. Yeah, this is really good for, you know, clarity in terms of cutscenes and stuff. But if it's going to drag the game down with it, then we have an issue. Not that you necessarily need to see my reaction to the actual fight. Come on, people. Roll. What am I doing for... There we go. Cannot roll again until the next reset. I could technically turn the camera down to 30 FPS, but that kind of defeats the point of having a 4K 60 camera. Shiny. Ooh. An eye. Means we get to defeat them, isn't it? That was a beautiful display, as always. I stand enchanted by your grace in battle. Demajen? Is that... Afraid so. Pandæmonion's final gate has been cast wide. I shall await your arrival beyond. Well, apologies for not coming sooner. This space is enveloped by some fell energy and we couldn't risk venturing through it before taking due precautions. Were my eyes mistaken? Was that Themis? Tell us what you know. We must consider our next course of action carefully. So I think we had the same music for 9 and 10, didn't we? I'm wondering if we'll get different track for Themis and then a different track for, I'm assuming, Athena as the final boss. But how? The same way you guys are here. I would imagine. I ought to have anticipated this. If she bore witness to past events within Pandemonium, Athena would have found Elidibus impossible to overlook. Few possess such a talent for magics, to say naught of the emissary's discerning judgment. And so she found his soul upon the tides of the ethereal sea and used his memories to craft a puppet that would serve her whims. How? His soul isn't on the tides of the ethereal sea, isn't it? Isn't it trapped within the crystal tower? Or have we used it since then? Have we released him? Is there a story beat that I've forgotten? There quite possibly is. But is what Themis said true? She imbued Pandemonium itself with a soul. To breathe life into that which should never live. Athena's research is fast approaching its culmination. Fortunately, with the information shared with us by your friends, we've made some strides towards figuring out how to stop her. A crystal called the Heart of Sabik may be the key. The researchers related a quick but thorough history of events leading to the present. The sundering of the star, the emergence of the Ascians, and the calamities that they brought to bear upon the realm. Oh yeah, okay, a short history. Tells that under any other circumstance we would have considered childish fantasy if not for a name that rang true to La Habrea's memories. The Heart of Sabik. To you, the secret of the Ultima weapon's might, not least the spell known as Ultima, and a source of enduring mystery. We are told that a general from the Garlean Empire was gifted this aura sight by an Ascian, that the Ultima weapon might be perfected. You've done a lot of catching up. The identity of this shadowy benefactor, however, remains a curious unknown. You seem to be a veritable trove of uncommon knowledge. If there is aught you are withholding... yeah, just tell him. Very well. At present, the Heart of Sabik itself is of greater moment. Why does she not just tell him that it was him? Maybe that would shatter his... I don't know. It is a creation of Athena's, made during her time with the words of La Habrea. Interesting. This predates even Pandemonium's construction. She brought before us a crystal she claimed to have chanced upon, saying it contained immense power. She dubbed it Aurasight, studying it with a fervour unusual even for her. The eventful fruit of her efforts was a Stygian crystal unlike aught we had ever seen. The Heart of Sabik. I'm assuming that because this is the last we will see of La Habrea, that they are tying the story all the way back down through to 2.0 and the Heart of Sabik is part of, you know, his plan, drawing upon our nostalgia as well as the enduring mystery, I suppose, that the heart presented. Did Athena encounter Ultima the High Seraph, perchance? Yes, you can't say that if you haven't done the Ivali stuff. An unexpectedly specific question. I gather that the Heart of Sabik is not the only Aurasight in this either? Regardless, I know naught of this High Seraph. Athena was never forthcoming as to how she found the crystal, though we come to suspect it was not of this star. Much later we discovered that Aurasight magnifies the desires of those who come into contact with it. This would do much to explain Athena's actions following her recovery of the crystal. Alas, this realization came too late. By the time I moved to seal the Aurasight and its insidious influence away, Athena's plot had already been laid. So, What became of the heart of Sabik? I took it from Athena's laboratory after I ended her life. The density of the ether within was unlike anything I'd observed. I knew its capacity for destruction, but further analysis proved impossible. I elected to safeguard it myself. It is possible that Athena herself obscured the crystal's contents. Even were her memories stored within, I would have remained in ignorance. If she included some mechanism by which to give those memories form, as she did with our own, she would be reborn. Ironic that I should have protected those very memories in the name of safeguarding the star. Fate is loath to see mistakes go unpunished. So was using Ultima in Praetorium responsible for setting her memories free in the present, and she's just been biding her time? That is an interesting one. Very interesting indeed. Right. Good fights. Fairly straightforward. Can't say I knew what I was doing. Music hasn't been as good as Scream. For my personal taste. It's not bad music. Before you all go, it's a much better track in the comments. Music is incredibly subjective. Monster Unleashed Ultima. I can only guess that it was Athena's hand that placed such magic within the heart of Sabik. If so, it's only natural she would gift her own creations with such terrible power. Next time then. Turn 11. Circle 11. 11th circle. Whatever they're called. Enjoying this. Have questions. Interesting to see how they're tying things together. Assuming that is their general plan. Tying up loose ends with La Habrea. I like it. I like it. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.